Hello and welcome. In this lecture, I'm going to walk you through how you can generate or create the second page, which is our missions. So let's get right into it. Now, over here, I think we might have, no, we don't really have an issue. Okay, so let's go. I'm going to click on ChatGPT here, and I'm going to say, now, generate a image, design, or layout design for our mission page. And I'll just leave it to generate that. This one, we're going to make short work of it, so we're not going to spend as much time as we spent earlier on the previous page that we have created. Hopefully. Because we can't do that. Now, the first page is generally the one that you spend 80% of your time on because it's the most important page of the entire website. And you can see that this layout would look really good on any website. WordPress, Wix, ClickFunnels, any kind of website. Alright, so this is the layout for our missions page. And quite frankly, it looks pretty good. So I'll actually keep it simple. So I'll click here on the layout. I'll keep it simple because I want to make it simple. So I'm going to copy it like this. And I'm going to go right back here. I'm going to click. Okay, so I'm going to place it here. I'm going to go make sure that I take this and drag it all the way through like that. And then let's go and get started. So for our mission, we need another image of a magician. So here, let's go and just say magician doing card tricks in, let's just say, Vegas. So I'll just leave Leonardo to generate an image of a magician doing card tricks in Vegas because that's going to be the hero image for our website. You can zoom in quite a bit. Now here, I'm going to type the keyword first. I'm going to go to text, click on heading, and I'm going to go and type in our mission. Now the fonts, I'm going to go here and look for a particular font. No, let me look for some magic fonts. Hopefully we can find some magic. Maybe this one. You say magic. Doesn't really look that great. Let's click this one instead. Our mission doesn't look too bad, but I don't like it. I'm going to go maybe for, right, so let's just go for Times New Roman, I think. Times New Roman. Let me try this one up. No, absolutely not. Let's try this one. I'm looking for a font that looks great. Or maybe if I select this font, had a bold effect to it, how is it going to look? It still doesn't look too great. Doesn't look, the font doesn't have some thickness to it. I need the font with some thickness. Let's try this one, for instance. Also doesn't have much thickness. Times New Roman condensed, maybe? Yeah, actually, I think this one is the best choice. So let me make it quite big. A little more. I'll just keep it here for the time being, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with it later. But now let's go back to Leonardo to get our image of the Vegas wizard. So we have a bunch of images. I'm going to be downloading this one right here. I'm going to go back, and here I'm going to put the image, drag my image, and then place it right at the top, like so. And of course, drag it here, and then of course from the sides, I can crop the extra edge. Make sure that this is centered. Now we have a beautiful image. Let's go and edit this image out by adjusting it. Auto adjust. Always on auto adjust, they remove some contrast, but I want to add some. And I want to scroll down to add some sharpness, and I add some clarity, and I also want to add some saturation, some vibrance, a little bit of whites, a little bit less blacks. Scroll up, a little bit more temperature, a little bit of tint, and that's pretty much it. Now I'm going to click on our mission, go to Effects, switch it to Neon, increase the intensity, and next thing you know, it's looking quite good. We can go for a different color, maybe the red color, maybe white. white color, I think. Yeah, white color looks good. Now, let me drag it and place it here on the top of the head of this person. And then I can go to the effects again. There's this effect which is called the curve. Helps us curve it. So I can curve it a little bit like this. It says our mission. And I think if I put one more on top, well, no. I think it's going to be hardly readable, which is why I'll probably resort to the lift effect instead. Add a little bit more shadow. All right, it says our mission. It's looking quite good. I personally like it. We can decrease the intensity, probably even decrease the size. The size is huge. Make sure it's in the center. Our mission looks good. So now what is it? What is left? We have to add some text here. So I'm going to say to ChatGPT, close first of all here. I say write 2 paragraphs about our mission. And so it's going to go and generate 2 paragraphs about our mission. These are quite big. I'm going to stop it for a second. Say, make them super short. I just want very short paragraphs to place here, one here, and one here. Right. To add some context, I'm going to copy this paragraph, come over here. Now, since I already created this, I can duplicate one, and I can drag one here. Like so. And now I will basically just put this right here, and then make sure it's precisely placed in the center a little bit here. And I'll duplicate one more and put one more to the other side. Pretty much in the same way. And I'll go back for that particular paragraph to copy that paragraph and double click and paste it. There you have it. I'll remove the excess. Now here I'll go for shadow. I'll get a shadow that's rectangular actually. So I'm going to go to graphics. We have a bunch of shadows. This one seems to be the one. Well, it's quite big, so I'm going to have to make it smaller actually. And place it right there. Let me make it just a little bit smaller. And after I placed it there, I need to position it backward. A little bit forward. This one is already forward, so that's good. Now let me duplicate it one more time. Place one here. But it should be backward from the text. All right, so the text is now readable. It's looking quite good. Now as far as our mission, we can do something about it. Let's go over here and get some red light. Red light. So I'll just take this red light and I'll actually go ahead and decrease the size quite a bit. Like this. I'll put one here, but I'll position it backward from our. And I'll duplicate one more. I'll put one here. This one I'll make it a little bit bigger. I'll place it exactly like this. And I'll position it backward from mission. And I think that now this makes a little bit more sense. Our mission. Maybe move this slightly. Okay, let me just go back. All right, so now this is good. Now let's go back to the layout. And in the layout here, we have some other paragraph at the bottom. So I can pretty much do the same thing. I can just add another paragraph here. So let me go ahead and do it. First of all, let me go get an element. I'm going to get a shape. That shape, I'll just make it white. First of all, let's just place it here. Let's increase it in terms of the length. And let's click on the color and then make it white. Like that. And then I can just go and say, right, I can actually copy the same dummy paragraph, to be honest. I could generate another one, but I'll just copy the same dummy paragraph. I'll click here. I'll take this paragraph, place it in here, and then I'll just stretch it across. Like the color, change it to black. Or change the entire text, actually. So you can click out and then click on the text again, and then here, if you change the color, it will change it right now. That's a trick you can learn. And you can make sure you position this right at the center, like this. Right, let me make sure it's in the center, and then I can add some spacing in between these two paragraphs. There you go. So this looks like a pretty good our missions page. Now the only thing that's left for us to do is to go ahead and take the layout off, and then we can try to find another video or another Cosmos thing. So let's go ahead and just look for some magic. If we find some magic, there is magic videos, and there's some videos that we can use. I think, for instance, this one sounds cool. And you can take this image, you can place it right there. Now, one good practice is you can click on the background and transform the background black. And then you can take your video and then you can play a little bit with the intensity, lessen the intensity a bit, and make sure there's no sound. Also, when it comes to the video playback options, click on the playback options and play it on repeat so that it doesn't stop when people are watching a website. And then you can increase it to cover everything and position it to back. And now all of a sudden we got ourselves a pretty good looking section 2. Right? So this is how the website looks like up until now. So I can move the cursor to see. And you can see that this is starting to look quite good. Now we can add some shadows as well on the sides. I think those are necessary. So I'll go to the previous shadows. I'll duplicate one of them. I'll drag one here. I'll make sure it is over there. And then I'll basically just duplicate one more. Place one on the other side. Actually, on second thought, I think I should reverse it. So I should flip it horizontal like that. And then I'll flip it vertical, Flip vertical. And I think I should move it like this because the background is already black. So it was difficult to put the shadow right now. You can see that this makes a lot more sense. It's much better now. Also, I think when it comes to the video, I'll just increase the intensity of it. And that's it. So right now that we've generated this particular video, let's go ahead and let me show you how you can build the next one, which is our shows. So stay tuned for the next video.